I'm like the Lady of the Lake, except instead of a sword, it's a fragrance. Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Guess what time it is? It's 48-hour sale time. The brands this time, Nishane and Mancera. And here's the best part about the sale. Most all of the heavy hitters from these brands, both of them, are part of this sale. So you can scoop pretty much any of the fragrances that you've been wanting to from either of these houses for a killer price. So yeah, we're talking the big boys from each one. And hopefully, before too long, we can get a little Parfum de Marley sale, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that'll be pretty nice, Guys, I'm going to have the sale link down in the description below. Feel free after the video to go ahead and click that link. It will take you to the sale. There's going to be a whole bunch of other fragrances from these houses as part of the sale that I'm not going to be able to get to because there's a whole bunch from Mancera and Nishane both, but I'm going to go over with you, I think, the highlights from the brands. And the code that you're going to want, for this sale is PERF15. So PERF15. So essentially it's like perfume, only without the so PERF15. It's gonna run from today until the 14th at 11:59 Eastern time. So that's when it's over. At that point, the prices revert, everything goes back. The code no longer works. So be aware of that. It's only good until the 14th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's kick things off with Nishane. Now again, there's gonna be a lot of fragrances from Nishane that I don't talk about that are part of this sale. So after the video, again, go check it out and see what's up. Check out all the fragrances there. Maybe there's some that I don't talk about that you've actually been looking for that are there. So keep that in mind. Now, the first one that we're going to talk about is, of course, Cedrat. Yeah, big old Cedrat from Nishane. One of the most popular from the house, if not the most popular. Been compared to Creed's Aventus. So it's kind of in that style, in that family of fragrances. Extremely versatile, huge compliment puller. And if you're just getting started with Nishane, then Cedrat is going to be one of the safest and best places to start if you're looking for a fragrance that you can rock anytime, anywhere. It's going to have you smelling amazing. So this one you can get as part of the sale, a 100 ml bottle for $142.20. Again, that is after using the code. And this one retails for $365 for a 100 ml size bottle. And then there's also Ani, another of the most popular fragrances from the house. This one, a vanilla bomb. It's almost edible, the way that it smells. Fantastic performance. This one is an extrait de parfum, just like Cedrat, also an extrait de parfum. This one's slightly more than Cedrat at $143.99, but again, that's for a 100 ml size bottle, which will last you approximately until the end of time. For the same price, for the same size, 100 ml bottle, you can get Fan Your Flames. This one has coconut, rum, tobacco, tonka, oak moss, and cedarwood. So it's a very different take on a tobacco fragrance because of the coconut mixed with booze. Typically with tobacco, you get either like tobacco leaf where it's a little dry and green even sometimes, or you get this pipe tobacco that's like fruits, you know, cherry or dried fruit or something like that. This one instead gives you an interesting, like tropical feel mixing together with the tobacco. It can be one that's a little bit of an acquired taste, but for a lot of people, that's a standout fragrance in the entire lineup and just in general, a standout tobacco scent. You can get a 100 ml of Oolong Cha for $134.99, which is this guy right here. This is a tea fragrance. It's got oolong tea, bergamot, orange, fig, and musk as some of the notes in the scent. This one very classy, clean, refined, and even relaxing. Wonderful spring and summertime scent. But of course, I have to talk about my favorite of them all, Sultan Vetiver. This one you can get a 50 ml of for $89.96. Sultan Vetiver, I think, is just exquisite. It's bergamot, neroli, tonka, and multiple different types of vetiver. So you get just a bouquet of different ways that the vetiver can come across. A little bit dry, a little bit green, a little bit grassy, woody, even a touch smoky. It does it all. I love this stuff. And also extrait de parfum. So as I said, there are a bunch of other Nishane fragrances that are part of this sale as well, but let's hop over to Mancera. And there are more Mancera fragrances that are part of the sale over Nishane, and that's just gonna be because Mancera has a bigger catalog of fragrances to choose from. But yeah, the big dogs are part of this sale. Let's start off with red tobacco. You can get a 120 ml size bottle of this fragrance for $80.99. Extremely good performance here. It's going to cut through the cold easily, a great fall and wintertime scent. The dry down of red tobacco is so good. It's a huge compliment puller. The opening is strong. If you've never smelled red tobacco, it can be a little bit off-putting. The first time you smell this, it can be a bit much. Actually, the first time I smelled it, I didn't really like the opening, and then as time wore on and I got used to it, I came to really enjoy it. This is going to be that tobacco type that is going to be more sweet, warm, and spicy, especially after you get out of the opening, as compared to Fan Your Flames, so quite different. Then we got Oud Lemon Mint as well. This one you can get for $71.96 for a 120 ml size bottle. Awesome deal. Oud Lemon Mint is one of my favorite Mancera fragrances, also one of my wife's favorites. Also really good performance. That's what you're gonna get with pretty much any of the fragrances here in Nishane or Mancera. They're both houses that are well known for having big time performance, both projection and longevity. The oud that's in here is pretty smooth. You're not gonna have to worry about any kind of animalic funk or anything like that. Really, it's more of a spring and fall time fragrance. You could potentially wear it during summer, but again, it is very strong and it does have a good amount of sweetness to it, so keep that in mind. Big compliment puller as well. And since we talked Sultan Vetiver, gotta talk Vetiver Sensual. Yep. It's got one of those fancy magnetic caps. $71.99 for a 4-ounce size bottle. This one is going to be on the fresher side of vetiver fragrances. It's a little bit more zingy, a little bit more lively, more of a focus on citrus here as compared to Sultan Vetiver. And the vetiver that's used in here is going to be more of that office safe type vetiver, where it's scrubbed free of anything that could be potentially, slightly dirty or smoky. Instead, it keeps everything very clean and fresh. You can also find Instant Crush as part of this sale. And this one you can also find for $71.99 for a 120 ml size bottle. Great pricing. Again, huge performance here. It's been compared to Baccarat Rouge 540, so it's kind of in that style. It has that sweetness, a similar kind of sweetness. A lot of people actually prefer Instant Crush though, because it does have a little bit more going on with it, and it's a little easier for people to pick up. Baccarat Rouge 540, a lot of times people go nose blind. You can still potentially have that issue with Instant Crush, but not as much as BR 540 for most people. And this one has maintained popularity for years. This one you still see as a bestseller on lots of different fragrance discounters, and it is because it just has that versatility and that compliment factor, which pretty much all these Manceras that I'm highlighting do have a really high compliment factor compared to some of the other Manceras that might be more focused on oud or have more of a powdery feel. These ones work pretty much all the time. And you gotta talk about this one, Cedrat Boise. $76.49 for Cedrat Boise for a 120 ml size bottle. This one has also been compared to Creta Ventus, just like Hassavat has. But if you spray this side by side with the Ventus, it does not smell like a Ventus smells. It's another one of those ones where you could say, well, it's kind of in the style of a Ventus, but it's not really a Ventus. A lot of fruits off the top here, really sweet. Stuff lasts for a long time. Nice freshness to it as well. Extreme versatility. A lot of people would think of it as more maybe spring and fall time, but I think year round you can pull this off easily, daytime or nighttime. As it dries down, you get a little bit of leather that comes out in there. This is a great fragrance, and it lasts a very long time. So Mancera Cedrat Boise, this one probably, I would say, the most popular from Mancera. And if I were going to warn you about ones that could potentially sell out, I would say Cedrat Boise, Instant Crush, maybe Red Tobacco from these ones. And then from the Nishane side, probably Ani and Hassavat. Let's also talk about this one, Lemon Lime. You can get this one for $68.82 for a 120 ml size bottle. Lemon Lime has a great opening if you like lemon. It actually smells almost like candy lemon. I personally love citrus forward fragrances, and this is one of the better ones out there. It does pack a pretty good wallop, as I've said about pretty much all of these fragrances here today. And I say that once again because sometimes with citrus forward fragrances, they don't last. That's one of the deals with citrus, is most of the time it's there and then it's gone. But lemon lime sticks around, so it's one of those rare citrus forward scents that has some actual staying power to it, and it is lemon lime with an N, not lemon lime like lemon lime soda. These obviously are not the only Mancera fragrances as part of the sale though. There are a lot of other ones, as I said. There's Soleil d'Italie for $76.49. Soleil d'Italie. Just rolls right off the tongue, off the edge of a cliff, onto a bunch of spikes. That's about how well it sounds saying that. You can get Hindu Kush for $69.34. That's another one that has a kind of a niche following. Oud Cafe you can get for $68.88. So if you're a lover of coffee or coffee in your fragrances, that one's worth checking out. Mancera Holidays you can get for $71.99. Another nice freshie, and on and on. There are a lot of other Manceras here. Some of them for as low as about $61. So there we go, a whole bunch of Mancera, a whole bunch of Nishane available for 48 hours as part of the sale. Again, the code PERF15. The link is in the description, which will take you straight to the sale. I don't know exactly how many they have of each one of these fragrances, so if there's one that you really want at the price that they have it at, I would try to scoop it up earlier rather than later, just so it doesn't get sold out. But yeah, there you go, Mancera Nishane. A lot of awesome choices from these brands, and pretty much all of them are beast mode performers as well, so it's a win-win. Thank you guys for hanging with me here. Stay safe out there. I will see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See y'all later.